Hello guys, and welcome to some more AOR AC Season 2 highlights. This time for the last race of the season at Laguna Seca. And yep, here we are into the last qualifying session of the season. And here we are in qualifying, doing our runs here. And we've been going faster and faster. 26.6 as our banker lap. And you can see we're coming on to finishing this lap. It's going to be actually an improvement into the last corner now, down into second gear, and we go a little bit deep, and yeah, I've slowed the car down a bit more than I would like. We're coming to the line here to improve on our lap and be faster. It's made another 26.4, but we're going to go again later on in the session. And you can see now we're going to go for it now on this lap. We actually did improve again on this one as well. And across the line we're going to come to do a 26.323. But here is our actual qualifying lap here. Heading to turn 1, braking just before, I think it's called the 3 metre board. It's called the 3-1. It's not actually a 50 metre run anyway, it's called 3. Kicking in second gear, a little bit slow at the exit. Now into sort of turn 3. I think it's more like turn 3 because the first corner is like 2 corners in one. And then turn 4 coming up now as well, again into third gear. A little bit understeery, would have liked to get on the power a bit quicker than that, and we see we actually lost about a tenth there, so unfortunate. Now heading into this corner, took a bit more of a risk into this one, took a tighter line near that sausage curb, and we get quite a good exit there. You can see we're getting about 2 tenths through that corner, so pretty good. Into this blind right left-hander, fourth gear, just pushed it hard, lots of oversteer. So I was pushing it pretty hard to get a little bit more lap time into the corkscrew now. One of the hardest corners, I think, ever. Into second gear. Massive drop down here, keeping it nice, no corner cutting. And now into this left-hander, down into third gear, nice and gentle on the brakes. That's been very nice, good exit. And now into the penultimate corner, down into third gear. Tucking it in nice and tight, get on the power as early as you can. Fantastic set of corners. Now last corner, big braking zone down in the second gear, and we get it pretty spot on this time round. Not running it on the curb on the exit too much. And across the line we're going to come now. It's been an improvement by 2 and a bit tenths, and across the line, and it's a 26.099. And I was very happy with that lap. That was my fastest lap that I actually have ever done around this circuit. And I did a 26.6 in practice. But obviously we lost about 2 tenths in the first sector, so I kind of thought there was a bit more in it, and perhaps 25 was actually on. So. But I've been struggling a lot with turn 1 and the last corner. I felt it was harder for me because obviously the brake, as I said, I keep mentioning this, but the stiff brake pedal because of the rubber block that's in it, it's hard to get the car slowed down as easy as others who don't have the rubber block in it. And I could remove the rubber block, but I'm not going to. But we qualified in P6 just behind Burnout in the end. But I was happy with the result, only half a second off the pole lap. But here we go, the 5 red lights here, and we are lights down the way we go for the last race of the season. Get lots of oversteer. Again, not getting the best of starts, but not actually that bad compared to everybody around us. We can still stay in, I think, 6th position. Heading into turn 1, keep it nice and cautiously now. We're just going to stay behind and let everything happen in front of us. There's no point. At this point, I wasn't going to let everything happen. Stubborn's gone a little bit wide there. I keep it on the inside, and he keeps it on the outside. Fair race between me and him. Let's let it all play out here. I'm not willing to push hard. I'm not willing to cause a crash. For the last race of the season, there was no point. And leading into this weekend, there was a lot of problems with me. I was actually sick for a bit, so I couldn't actually practice as much as I wanted to. Only had like a couple of hours of practice. But into this corner, we actually go really deep, and we managed to avoid Stubborn there. That could have ended really badly, and we got a really slow exit off the corner. So that means we're actually under pressure from Pathox. We defend as hard as we can, and he doesn't get past us in the end. So we stay in P6, but really much a lot of pressure on this first lap. But as I said, I was suffering with a little bit of an illness this week, and I was sick for a good couple of days, so I couldn't do as much practice as I wanted to. So I was a bit more not as prepared. So my pace just got better and better and better throughout the Thursday, in particular. I did an hour practice on Wednesday, but I still wasn't quite happy with myself, so I didn't do a lot. And here on Thursday, I did as much as I could. But we can see we're just performance-wise, we were pretty good. As I said, the last corner and the first corner, I wasn't happy with the braking performance, and that's to do with my rubber block. And you can take it out, but I'm kind of anxious to take it out just in case it avoids any warranty. And I don't actually know how to do that, so we'll have a look into that for the next season. But as you see, massive crash with Stubborn. He's literally just pretty much belly flopped. That was funny to watch. I kind of shut myself briefly. You can see his rear of the car just went like kind of blowing into the air, and it was kind of funny to watch. So luckily we didn't get collected in that ourselves. If we were right behind him, we would have. But we're in P5 now, top 5 finish. If I could, we've been in the top 5 for every single race this season. If I could get another top 5 in this race, that would have been fantastic to kind of get all the top 5 finishes this season. But now under big pushing from Varsak, he was very quick early on in the race. So I was fighting against him, and he's got some really good pace. And I was under pressure a little bit, and it's kind of like gave me flashbacks to Imola, Maggioni, particularly Maggioni, which was just so tense. One of the highlights of the season in terms of the intensity. But I was under a lot of pressure here, and I had to really just push as hard as I could. But I was pushing as hard as I could, but Varsak was staying with me all the time. And I couldn't see where he was actually getting a lap time, really. I was getting it in the first sector, and he tended to get it in the second sector a bit more. So I was a bit worried. But that's that really. We've got Chaos up ahead a little bit as well. He's not too far away from us as well. So 4th place I felt perhaps was possible in this race, but Chaos Theory is fantastically quick. As we skip ahead here, just nothing really to see here. We're just getting pressurised by Varsak. But as I said, we've got the top 4. Burnout is running P2 in this race, chasing down Seppel, and he was very quick in the race. He was doing a superb job. But you can see how much pressure we're getting put under by Varsak. He's right all over us. We slow it down again, back into the corkscrew, and he's right there. Look at him. He's just on our tail, and it was hard. I had to really focus to make sure he didn't get past me, because I knew if he got past me, then it might have been my chance at maybe a podium, whatever. Whatever would have come out of this race might have been over because I'd been perhaps blocked. So I defended very not well here. I knew it wasn't going to be easy for him to get past me. But that last corner again, I was slower than everybody. For the last corner, for turn 1, just getting the car out the corner, it was harder for me because I couldn't get the car slowed down as efficiently as everybody else. Because if you look at the brakes, I'm not ever 100% on the brake pedal. I'm sort of 80-90%. So it's something we need to look into, because obviously that is affecting our performance out of certain corners. But you see in the background, Varsak's actually span it. He's gone, and we've been relieved of a little bit of pressure there, and away we go and continue on our own. So that kind of helped me a little bit just to settle in. But I tell you what, I was very happy with the way I was settling in at the start of the race. The car's performance at the start of the race was superb. Consistency was good. Normally I struggle at the start of races, but I didn't here really. I kind of felt really in the zone, but I think the performance was better than any other race this season. But in front of us, lap 10, we've got a bit of an issue. Chaos Theory and Chirac had a little bit of an incident, and Chaos is wide, and Chirac decided to slow down for Chaos, but didn't realise that I got past Chaos, so he lets me go here, and we actually get up into P3. So we're into our podium position, and yeah, now it was pressure on between two very quick guys. Chirac and Chaos are some of the best drivers in this league, along with Seppel and Burnout and Rich as well. They're two of the fastest guys in this league, so big pressure on him. But you can see, look, Chirac is closing big time into turn 1. He closes right up initially, and on the exit, getting it a little bit back, but it's he's still there, and it was worrying for me because I didn't know, I wasn't driving it badly, turn 1. I couldn't get it slowed down to the point where I can get on the power quick enough. So it was really irritating. But you can see now we're on we're just really under pressure. But at this point, Chaos didn't quite have the pace. He had pretty similar pace to us, but towards the end of the race, he started stretching his legs a little bit. So it was kind of one of those things where it was kind of in the air, and I felt I was fighting against both of these guys who are just rapid, and obviously I've been under this pressure a lot before. Maggioni is a pure example of that, where I've been under pressure for a podium, and it all went right for me there. It didn't go right for me at Circuit de Catalunya, where pressure was on. So it's been one of those races. But for the last sector, I kind of felt a bit better in the last sector, apart from the last corner. So it kind of felt like I was pulling it, and then here it just goes, I lose it all. I lose all the time that I gain. So it kind of is irritating. You can see there I went a bit deeper that time, so I was struggling with getting the car slowed down again. So it's a constant kind of cycle. We need to look into it for next season if we do compete next season. But into turn 1 we go here, and yeah, we keep we braked pretty nicely, and we get an exit which is not too bad. But again, I just kind of didn't get it initially right. You know, initially we should be able to get the car in, gripped in nicer, and get a better exit, and that's where I'm losing a lot of my lap time. So arguably you could say that that's where I'm dropping a lot of lap time. And we've noticed that throughout the whole season. We've noticed it at circuits like here. We had it at Magione where we didn't really have the pace. We had it at Nordschleife as well. Catalonia, lots of hairpins. When there's hairpins and slow speed corners, we've struggled a lot with the way the car feels and the way, and again the car slowed down in the tighter slow speed corners. We've struggled with getting the car slowed down. So those are the areas where we're struggling, and that's particularly with braking performance. Other circuits not so much, but we joined the frame after lap 15. And we're still in front of Chirac here, and it's been a pretty tight battle since lap 10, really. So a good 6 laps of intensity. We're heading into turn 1 now, running on second gear, and he closes up big time. He gets right on our rear. I'm off the apex and he hits us, and there you go. I go spinning, and that's the end of that. And I was pretty annoyed with that. Chirac offered to let me go, but I didn't want it to happen. I just kind of felt that there's no point in that in real life. No one lets each other go after an accident, really. So I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't going to let him do that to me. And I was like, you know what, just continue on, and we'll just make the race whatever it will be. But that was unfortunate for us, getting out of the podium positions. And I felt I kind of deserved, you know, perhaps P3, P4. But anyway, doesn't matter. That's behind us. I was pushing on hard now. A little bit of not much damage onto the rear end. Luckily, it was only a light little tap. But it did upset the balance a little bit of the car on the rear initially. But you see, Chaos has gone wide now as well, and we get into P4. So I was like, you know what? P4, if I can get this to the flag, I'll take it with 19 laps to go. And I kind of felt that he had the pace on me, but he didn't have as much pace on me as he has had at previous races. So I was like, maybe I've got a chance of getting P4. I had a feeling that he might be able to close me down, but perhaps not as much as in previous races. So I continued pushing as hard as I could, and I knew that if we can get P4, another P4 this season has been fantastic. I lost P4 at Imola, which was very gutted. I was very gutted to lose P4. The car was fantastic to drive. All race, it was fantastic. I was pushing hard, and the car was rewarding me when I was pushing it. I really like Laguna Seca. It's one of my favourite circuits to drive. Some people don't like it too much, but I actually quite like it a lot. It's the flow of it, and it's so different. Each corner is different in its own way, and I kind of like the differences it has. So I'm quite a big fan of Laguna Seca, and I'm happy that it's actually been put on this game finally, because obviously it was recent that it got put on the game as a DLC, didn't it? As a free DLC. So I was kind of really happy that it got put on the game. But you can see here, it's part of the race. We started improving every single lap. We did a 16.3 the previous lap, and we're actually on another improvement. And I was really pushing the car hard. We're only 3/10 off our quality lap, so I was pushing it pretty hard and to generate a little bit more lap time. The corkscrew is really difficult. I don't think any game's actually got the corkscrew correct. There's a bigger drop of the corkscrew than in real life, but that's the way it is, isn't it? You know, you can't get everything correct. I think it's one of those it's quite hard to get it correct, but these guys I think I got it the most accurate because I laser scanned it. But heading into the last corner now, this has been our best lap of the race, getting a nice exit off the last corner as well. So it's been like a quality lap here, and across the line we're going to come. And when I improved by a pretty good chunk, could have improved a bit faster, and it's a 26.251, so 2 tenths off, or only one and a bit tenths off our off our lap in qualifying. But you can see Chaos is actually closing us in. Lap 33, I hit the switch curb, and it completely messes us up. If I can actually talk English. Yeah, disaster. I lost 2 seconds, and I was like, damn it, you know. And he wasn't closing me in fast. And that was vital again. It's those mistakes, those mistakes that cost a lot of lap time. That really ruins you. So I was really angry with that. I was not happy. And you see, it's close, really close. But I kind of felt that even at this point, I thought, you know what, maybe we can still get this P4. But he was starting to put legs on me. And this is where it really does go wrong. This was a very odd situation to be in. Into this corner, I brake the same as I normally would, take the corner as normally, and it just goes on me. I lost the car. Like I didn't get on the throttle differently. It kind of just went, and I was like, that's strange. And I got front damage there, so I was annoyed with that, you know. And I really wanted to battle with Chaos. That would be fantastic, but that's the way it is. That is it. You know, that was a big stab a little bit, and it was very odd how the car reacted there. It was not very good, but perhaps it was my mistake. I didn't feel I changed anything different into that corner, but as if the car kind of lost its grip through there. And here, look, take it the same way, it just doesn't do anything. So that's interesting. But here we are in the last lap of the race. Another top 5 finishes on here, and I was very, very happy to come home in the top 5. Burnout's in the race. He's going to come home and take the win, and congrats to him. He deserved it all season, really. He's hit the pace really since Barcelona, so he deserved to hook up a good week. And he didn't get qualifying right, but he got the race pretty spot on. The Alba Eiffel guys, they didn't get it right this week, so yeah, I was very happy to kind of for him to win the race. He deserved it. I'm just gonna take home a P5 this season, and that means to me top 5 finishes in every single race that competed in a Puff and Branch hatch, which obviously we had that corner cutting problem, which disqualified us, so I was really upset with that. But top 5 in every single race, apart from one, and into the last corner we come. It's been a good season for us. 2 podiums. We've been competing for podiums a lot this season, which I'm very happy about. The pace has been fantastic, and to come across the line to come home in P5 and to come home P4 in the championship overall was fantastic. We do have a few donuts in the end here, and another congratulations to EVR Chirac, who won the Drivers' Championship, and Alba Eiffel, who won the Constructors' Championship last time out. So across those guys, they've been the best guys this season, and thank you to Seppel particularly for setting up the season and coordinating it. It's been a great season. There you go, there's your final results of the season at this race. Burnout 1, Chirac, Seppel, Chaos Theory, myself, Stummin' Pathox and Cell PRT complete the race. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like and subscribe for more wrestling content on this channel, and I'll see you very soon for a video, whatever video it will be. Bye guys.